Look, today, frankly, we're having a hearing. Today's hearing is about creating a brand new, massive, open-ended federal entitlement program for "quote unquote" universal housing vouchers, which should be focused on the immediate needs of the economy, like the 9.3 million job openings that were unfilled this month, and the record 4 million workers who quit their jobs in April. But rather, we're going to focus on fulfilling a progressive priority that would result in the largest expansion of the Department of Housing and Urban Development in its entire history. Under this proposal, an additional 14 million plus households could qualify for the Housing Choice Voucher Program based on their income status alone, which means the cost would jump from 25 billion to 185 billion dollars per year. Now, it's important to note 185 billion is nearly 2.5 times the entire annual cost of the Department of Homeland Security. To be clear, creating a universal housing voucher entitlement does nothing to increase the supply of rental housing. This means that skyrocketing demand in already expensive markets would drive rental prices higher and make affordable units less available. It's ironic that we're here today to discuss another bad Democrat housing proposal when we really need to be focused on cleaning up the Biden administration's latest mess. Last Congress, we came together to approve $25 billion to repay renters' back rent debts. That money was specifically designed to make sure no renter would be faced with a pandemic-related eviction through no fault of their own. Before that money was even out the door, Democrats pushed through another $21.6 billion in rental assistance as a part of the partisan American Rescue Plan. Now, nearly 6 months after the first tranche of funding was enacted, the Treasury Department cannot tell us if anyone has actually had their back rent debts paid off. The Treasury's exact response when I asked last month, well, we will, quote, provide this data as soon as practicable, end quote. Now, let me translate that. They have no clue where that $46.6 billion in aid is or how it's being used. This is an abject failure by the Biden administration. I'm sure I don't need to remind my colleagues across the aisle that we have a deadline. The federal eviction moratorium will end this month. If this aid is not delivered to renters, they could become homeless. And instead of addressing this looming crisis today, we're talking about a long-held progressive priority that will do nothing to help renters. And this is mismanagement at the highest levels. But as we saw last week when Securities Exchange Commission Securities Exchange Commission Chair Gensler decided to simply remove the entire Accounting Oversight Board, the mismanagement seems to be a trend in Democrat-run Washington. When you have full partisan control, the House and the Senate and the White House, in Democrat hands, this is the type of mismanagement we're seeing. Committee Republicans will be introducing a bill to at least end the mismanagement of the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. This bill will get the money out the door as soon as possible and make sure that all 46 billion is used to settle back rent debts and protect renters facing eviction. This idea is simple, bipartisan, common sense, and holds government accountable. And we're going to be serious about rental assistance needs of the American people. And this bill is that strong start to do that, not with another bad Democrat policy that we'll be back here trying to fix in a year. I yield back.